Hi, I'm Jeff Trombetta, chef instructor, professor, culinary arts and hospitality and tourism at the University of New Haven, Connecticut. And I'm going to show you how to make a chicken and cheese black bean soup. Why don't we start by cutting up some vegetables and get our mise en place together for the soup. So we're gonna saute onions and peppers in butter. Nice whole butter. Let's get this onion. I'm cutting towards the core end. The core end's gonna hold the leaf of the onion together. And I'm just gonna kind of come horizontally. I don't cut all the way to the core because the core holds it together. The onion still falls apart. And then I come in right through the back door. A lot of onions. That's what's gonna make it sweet. And they're gonna cook down. I'm gonna add a little bit more aceite or oil. I'm gonna let them cook down and put a little bit of oregano in there. We're gonna do cumin, little cumin. This should really start the aromas going. And we give that a stir. And keep in mind, this is a red-handled rubber spatula. What does that mean? Well, a lot of people say, why do you cook on heat with a rubber spatula? Doesn't the rubber melt? Isn't it gonna get into your food? Well, supposedly, this spatula is rated to go up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. We have some pepper scraps, and everything's gonna be a small dice, and I want those onions to get a good jump. As a matter of fact, I'm raising the heat on them. And we're not gonna puree the whole thing. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show you a trick. We're gonna keep it chunky. We're gonna puree the beans in the separate pot. We're gonna get these black beans started, and we're gonna use that broth as our base. I have some chicken broth here, but let's get some green pepper in there, and I'm gonna get rid of this pith, this white pith or this white membrane. You have to have foundation when you make soups. A lot of people don't know that. Foundation, I mean aromatic vegetables. The French call it mirepoix, bell pepper, celery, and onions. Similar to New Orleans, more of a southwestern or island Creole type of flair. So I have onions and peppers. I'm gonna leave the celery out. This is a big overgrown yellow squash, peeled. Put this in there. I think it'll be wonderful in the soup. Put this in there. I started this soup with the vegetables, like the onions, that take the longest to cook, followed by the peppers, now the squash. Now that the vegetables have a good start, let's get our chicken in there. This is chicken thigh. It's all diced up, okay, no bones, no grizzle. Now that's raw chicken meat, and it's dark meat, so it's pretty flavorful. And that's gonna really flavor the soup. Now while that's cooking, let's go ahead and get the chili pepper in there. And I am going to leave the seeds in. I only have a half a serrano pepper. I have some black beans and broth in here, so I'm just gonna give that a puree. Then I have plain black beans back in the back of the stove to give it some more body. But this should be good, and I'll feel the texture. When you make soup, have thickening tools and have thinning tools. What do I mean by that? Thickening tools means these bean puree, that's my thickening tool. And my thinning tool is my chicken stock right here. These are dried black beans. I soaked them overnight, then I boiled them for about an hour and a half. The chicken is cooked, so we're gonna add all this, right? And a good technique is to use the bottom of the ladle to push it all to the side, then go around and pick it up. I'm gonna be introducing another batch of black beans, because the batch of black beans that I have in there is pureed. So now I'm kind of looking to see the ratio of black beans. This is beautiful, because that's giving it body. I'm gonna give it a little bit more, all right? And then I'm gonna crank it up. So we're gonna cut a tomato. That's for the garnish. Don't forget some sliced green onions. I'm gonna use a little bit of this gold bar because I really like the skin. Try to get it really thin this time. And it's gonna be really bright on top of the soup. The salt's gonna bring out the flavor there. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of fresh ground pepper. Make a nice shallow bowl. It's got a lot of meat in there. And this over rice is a meal. We wanna show our garnish. And we're gonna put the onions in there. Take our cheese, put that right in the middle. This is the chopped skin of the gold bar. And it's subtle. So this is a chicken and cheese black bean soup. I'm Jeff Trombetta, chef instructor, professor of the Hospitality and Tourism Department at the University of New Haven in Connecticut.